Welcome to Italics, television for the Italian-American experience. I'm your host, Anthony Tamburri. This month we have with us Taylor Taglianetti, founder of the National Organization of Italian-Americans in Film and Television. We will also visit the Columbus Citizens Foundation, where the National Organization of Italian-American Women held their Epiphany event for the greater New York region. Taylor recently graduated from NYU's Tisch School for the Arts and majored in film and television. As an inspired feature film producer, Taylor seeks to bring great stories to the big screen.
Whoa.
Taylor, welcome to Italics.
Thank you, Anthony.
We're delighted to have you just because of your entrepreneurship in the world of Italian-American TV and film. You're the founder of the National Organization of Italian-Americans in Film and Television.
Most people don't get that far getting it right, I have to tell you. Even myself. I kind of dug myself in a hole with that name.
So tell us a bit about your background, your Italian-American background.
Sure. So, well, I'm from Brooklyn, so I have a little bit of a Brooklyn Italian background. But I'm half Irish, I'll let you in on that secret. But I didn't really grow up with many Irish traditions. I always felt more strongly connected to my Italian background. And my mom is the Irish one, and she's a big fan of the Italians. But so my dad's family, his side is all from Italy, and we have roots in Potenza and Salerno.
And have you been back to Italy?
So I went on the Voyage of Discovery trip through NOIAFT. I love them. And we went to Puglia. And actually, my family who lives in Potenza, they came thanks to our chaperone on the trip, Gabriella. She helped me arrange the chance to meet with my family.
Oh, wonderful.
So it was great. So they came and we met in Matera, which was amazing.
And in 2019, it was the capital culture in Europe.
And they're shooting James Bond there, so.
Exactly.
And they shot The Passion of the Christ there because of how old it looks.
Yes, but also a few Italian directors shot there. Pasolini shot there, Christ After Eboli was shot there. You have a degree from NYU, the Tisch School, in film
and television.
A little bit film production, and your minor's in business.
So my minor is the business of entertainment, media, and technology. So I sort of took an excess number of those courses to fulfill my requirements. Why not? So yeah, anything producing related, that's what I took. But I did a lot of production classes. The first 2 years you're required. I even did some acting classes. But I really found myself excited to help people and like getting what creative people need to be creative, and that's what I've always felt my whole life, is that I like being like in charge of things and being organized and, you know, finding that creative solution to make things happen. So that's kind of where I fell into the producing end, and I'm sort of doing that with my organization.
The mission is one of helping Italian Americans navigate the world of film, whether
any
it's
age. So and that's great, and you know, everyone's trying to just break in, you know, and if we have this resource where, you know, you can just come and you can say, well, I'm looking for a cinematographer, I'm looking for an actor, I'm looking for this. It's just this go-to place where you could kind of network and, you know, whether you're doing that online or you're coming to our events and things like that. I think that's really important to have because it's so hard in this industry, like, to get any opportunity. You can work really hard, but, you know, it's always that one person that you know that knows somebody else that knows somebody else. And I felt that too in a lot of ways, that, you know, I'm working really hard, but if I didn't have, you know, generous people in my life, you know, I wouldn't have gotten to where I've been. So I wanted to, you know, start this to, you know, continue paying it forward.
And you have, in fact, some stories on your website about you having interviewed someone, and then there was someone you knew who needed something. And
it's a very small example of how people are helping each other. I'll start off with my friend Al Linea. He's an actor, and he had a small part in The Irishman and Boardwalk Empire. So he joined my organization. And I invited him to Tribeca, and I did an interview with him. And then he invited a couple of his other friends to join the organization, and one of his friends, Valentina Ferrante, she came, and then she brought her friend, Frankie Capello, who I also interviewed. I interviewed all of them. And I had another friend I met online, and I invited him to do interviews at Open Roads. A couple months later, he met a casting director. This casting director was casting this new HBO show coming out with Mark Ruffalo, and it's about the Sicilian family. And he said, okay, you know, do you know anyone from your organization? I said, I have the perfect guy. He's from Bensonhurst. He knows how to speak Sicilian. I've got you. Went on the audition, got it. Then a couple months later, when I was doing an interview with Kaya Scodelario, she's the lead actress in the movie Kroll, the Paramount film. She was co-starring with Barry Pepper, and he was co-starring with Paul Borghese. He played Yogi Berra in 61, the HBO film.
Right.
So he got me a couple extra minutes to also interview him. So, I mean, in some ways I'm the founder of this organization, but people are also helping me. So, and that's just like a small example of just, I don't know, how many people did I say? 6 people or so? That just helping each other, and that's just one little, minute case, and we have, a few hundred members. So
you have 200 members already, and I say already only because the organization is just about a year old.
A lot of work, a lot of hard work. It's been a great, great ride.
But you also are a filmmaker in your own right.
Yes, and I'm producing one of my members' films, actually.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I've produced and I've made some short films. I mean, my probably first real entry into this business was through this program called RealWorks, and they give students an opportunity to make a film 7 months. You get a professional mentor in the industry, completely free. Yeah. And every student who makes a documentary in the program, at the end of it, they get to screen their film at HBO. And I made this film about computers challenging humans in the arts and how kind of technology is taking over. And now seeing a movie like The Irishman, I brought up a lot about like how CGI might affect actors in the future and things like that. So that was really like my first foray into it, and I got into a couple festivals, got that program completely free, and they keep helping me. So, I'm constantly between that program, Columbus Citizens Foundation, NOIAFT. I mean, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of support.
We should explain, with NOIAFT
I'll tell you,
was the Voyage of Discovery. You mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
That brought you to Italy.
And then with Columbus Citizens Foundation, I received a high school and a college scholarship. And I went with them also on a trip to Lago del Bosco in Minnesota, of all places, to go to an Italian camp.
You haven't shown your film there, though, yet.
My film, no, but I am covering Michael Cavalieri, who won the Russo Brothers grant from NOIAF. He's a member of my organization, and he's screening his film at Columbus Citizens Foundation, so it's a real full circle. I wrote this in an email yesterday from my members. I think it was in Martin Scorsese's Italian-American documentary. It was saying, why are Italian-Americans such great storytellers? Because our ancestors experienced poverty, and the only way for them to really, build and boost their morale was through telling entertaining stories. And it's amazing where we are now that the Russo brothers are responsible for the highest grossing film of all time. It's an amazing time to be Italian in this industry. And even internationally, I mean, I was interviewing Andrea Scarzo. He works for Ingenious Group. It's a film financing company in London, but he's Italian. And, we were talking about how much of a presence that, Italians are making in Italy in this industry. I mean, Netflix just financed like a whole ton of Italian series, and Mediaset in Italy, they formed a multi-pack deal with Italy. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in Italy that people here don't even realize is happening. Even I was saying to someone, Parasite that just won at the SAG Awards. I mean, foreign films. I mean, that's a really good thing that it's winning. I mean, and for any Italian American, you might want to consider going to Italy or working with Italians, for the future of your career. It's not a thing that's, and HBO too. My Brilliant Friend, The Young Pope, The New Pope. They're coming out with Luca Guadagnino's show. I mean, they're gobbling up. We have a lot of good things going on for us, so it's a great time to be in the business.
You're not in Italy yet, right?
Not yet. Well, first, I have to learn Italian. I'm embarrassed that I don't know it, but I mean, it was, again, and this is a lot, for a lot of people that, my grandparents didn't teach it to my dad, and then
that's an old story.
And then I didn't learn it.
You're never too old to learn a language. We just lost a really good friend, Robert Viscusi, who was a major scholar and a major poet, and he won also a book award for his autobiographical novel called Astoria, because he was born in Astoria. And Robert learned Italian when he was like 45 years old. He brought his family to Italy. They spent a year in Italy, and his Italian was close to native. So you've got time.
I've got time. Well, hopefully sooner than later.
But it's a good idea to know the language.
100%, 100%.
Right now, after 1 year, what are some of the more memorable things that stick out besides the really important things that people probably wouldn't even notice of the networking that you mentioned, right?
Well, one thing for me was that I had 3 different people that I'm related to find out about me. My 5th cousin, I discovered, a genealogy expert, found out about me through my organization, and he told me the whole history of my family, and there's this captain that they have a pizza named after him in Potenza. Now I really want to go and have it. And then I had another gentleman, I'm sure we're related somehow because 99% of the people with my last name are related somehow. He's a visual effects producer. He was on The Matrix, Super Troopers, same last name, and he reached out. And then somebody from Potenza reached out to me, completely Italian, so I didn't understand it. So I got my 5th cousin, who I just met, to translate everything for me, and he told us his whole history about the family coat of arms and everything, like our whole history there. So I mean, for me, that was really exciting. But I mean, the film festivals, they've been so much fun.
It's almost like a love story.
I do interviews that people aren't Italian, and that's fine because I figure you could learn from anybody and anywhere, and it's also just a great way. Like if I interview someone like Christoph Waltz, when I put it online, people in Germany now know about our organization because he's a German actor.
Melody and atmosphere and tone.
So, I mean, meeting him was great. I love him in Glorious Bastards and Django Unchained.
Right.
He's great, and Quentin Tarantino, I think, is one of the best directors of all time. He's got some Italian in him. I mean, I'm really enjoying this ride. I'm meeting so many interesting, fun, talented people. So I've had such fun. It's open to all. It's completely free. That was important to me because I got a lot of things for free through scholarships or programs and things like that. And all I ask is that people, you know, if there's an opportunity to help someone in the group, simple as advice, that's all. That's your membership obligations, and everything else is free. And it's working, like, I try to provide as many events as possible because I get a lot of invites and I'll get people there. I do a lot of events here, but now I'm trying in other, I mean, it's the national organization, but I have a lot of people from different parts of the country, California, Minnesota, lots of different places, Maryland, Texas, like, and I'm learning a lot about, you know, the communities. I have someone from Australia who signed up, and then she's coming to do a speaker series. She's a psychologist from Australia, a very famous psychologist, found out about the organization online, doing an Italian-American film. Coming here, she's doing a speaker series in March, and we're going to meet. So that things like that really excites me. Someone in Australia, I would never find that person that you know, just looked online for me.
Is there the possibility of sponsors? Can somebody put their logo on your website? And
they're informal sponsors. I mean, that's one of my goals for the year ahead, is to get more, you know, official, you know, support. I do want to start, you know, scholarships, grants. It's in its infancy. So I mean, I think we had a great year so far. So I'm looking to make it, you know, more established, you know. And once we are, you know, even more established, my main goal is to go to like Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino or whoever it may be, Denise Denovi, and say, well, we have this great, you know, membership directory, and I have it so that you can filter by role. So if it's actor, you know, director, sound, whatever, and that if they need somebody or they're looking for somebody, they can come straight to the website and say, okay, well, let's try, you know, see what these people are all about. So that's my goal, is that I can eventually enough membership that, you know, I could refer and reach out to people. So.
Are you more into producing or directing?
Producing, 100%. So one of my members, another student at NYU, she had recommended another student at NYU, and she said, oh, you should, you know, be a part of this organization. You should reach out to this girl. So now she became a member, and I'm producing her short film. It's called Faccia Brutta. We're trying to use all members from my organization to be involved, so that you know, that's a great thing. So that's shooting in April. It's a great film, and I remember we were speaking about True Love, Nancy Savoca's film. It reminds me a lot of that film when I read that script. And like we were saying, there's not really that many films out there quite like that. And I love the tone of it. It's about all these women at this one, you know, dinner table, and kind of the Italian-American woman experience, you know, in 10-minute short film. It's really, really great. And I have a number of scripts, you know, that I'm trying to just get out there. And honestly, using the name of the organization has sort of, you know, helped me get to places that, you know, oh, I'm the founder of this organization. Would you like to, you know, read this script that I'm trying to produce? So, I mean, the reason too, like, that I think this organization is important is that it's so hard and, you know, discouraging sometimes. I mean, like, when I was looking for my first internship, I mean, I must have submitted like 70 applications for an unpaid internship, unpaid that eventually I have to do for credit through NYU, and you're paying to work for free. And if you don't have, you know, the financial resources, a lot of these kids, I mean, I've seen at NYU, I mean, they're very, you know, wealthy and they can afford to do the unpaid ones, and not everyone can do that. And then it's really hustling to even get this first opportunity. So like, I want to be in position that, you know, eventually I can be successful at like an elevated level so that I could help more people too. And one person's success is going to be another person's success. Right. So that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a center. You're virtual.
My
for
center
now, right?
is my bedroom with my Cinema Paradiso Bicycle Thieves poster. That's my laptop. Yeah. But, and you know, maybe my center is also, you know, my friend's apartment or NYU, wherever we're working on the website, some cafe, But it's working a lot as an online networking community, or, you know, I send an email, somebody wants to connect with this person, that's it. And that's really all it really needs to be. And eventually, you know, when we'll have events, you know, we'll rent out a space, you know, what have you, and that's how it is. It's really exciting time.
Good. It was great meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Held on January 14th at the Columbus Citizens Foundation, NOIAW honored 3 wise women. June Grasso, journalist and anchor at Bloomberg Radio Network, Dr. Ann Prisco, president of Felician University, and Stephanie Ranieri, executive director of the Isaac H. Tuttle Fund. Now let's go to the Columbus Citizens Foundation and join NOIAW for their Epiphany event.
Our Epiphany 2020 honorees are noteworthy trios of influential women in leadership: June Grasso, Dr. Ann M. Prisco, Stephanie A. Ranieri. These women inspire us. They personally and professionally lead with humility and integrity. They educate, assist, and transform alone and together, and they are a motivating force.
June Grasso is an award-winning journalist who anchors the Bloomberg Law and Bloomberg Best shows on Bloomberg Radio and Bloomberg Law podcast. June won an Emmy Award for her work on the documentary The Mob in Atlantic City. She was awarded the Peter Rodino Law Society's Achievement Award for her work in legal broadcasting. June earned her law degree from Harvard Law School. She has a master's degree in journalism from Columbia University, and she's a Phi Beta Kappa summa cum laude graduate of Wellesley College.
It's such an honor to be getting this award from this particular organization, and particularly in light of hearing about all the past honorees here and all the members of the board. It's just a great pleasure. I started to think about the role of Italian American women in our society and how the media really has not portrayed us as we deserve to be. We're often the supporting actors, yes. We're often the supporting actors in a male drama, oftentimes, unfortunately, a mob male drama. And that's just not who we are. And I think that all the women here today, as well as, you know, you just have to Google Italian American women, and you'll see the numbers of women in every different field that are just fabulous and have made such contributions to our society. And I think about someone I cover now every day, one of the most powerful people in Washington, not powerful women in Washington, most powerful people in Washington, and that's Nancy Pelosi. Yes, she's on your board. I know she's a member of your board. And she is fearless, and she is proud of her Italian American heritage. She's proud of her faith, and she lets everyone know it. And I think that she is the best example, one of the best examples we have today, of just a fearless Italian-American woman who doesn't take any guff from anyone. And that's what I think we are. And another thing that's been diminished in our society is the role of the family. And I grew up in an Italian-American family. Well, it was half Italian-American. My father was Italian-American, and my mother was Croatian-American. I would not be here without my parents. They supported me along the way, every step of the way. Of course, they were happy when I went to law school and practiced law. Not so happy when I said, I want to leave the law and I want to go back to school and be a journalist, Mom and Dad. And they said, oh, okay, you sure about that? And when I look at this award, I'll think not only of the wonderful people who gave it to me, but also of my past, and cherish those memories. And it'll be an inspiration for the future for me to become a role model for Italian-American women.
Allow me now to tell you a little bit about Anne M. Prisco, PhD. She was elected Felician University's 5th president in July of 2012. As that first new president in 28 years and the first leader in the Catholic school history. The first in her family to attend college, Dr. Prisco holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona with highest distinctions and an MBA degree in finance from Fordham University and a PhD in economics and education from Columbia University.
My father emigrated from Ercolano, Napoli in 1954 looking for work, and found work, and married my mother, who was born here in a very tight-knit Italian-American community, and many of you know as South Brooklyn. Now it's called Carroll Gardens, but that's where I was born. My grandfather was a longshoreman. So again, I grew up in a family. I was raised in Canarsie, my brother and I, and my father always taught us, work with your brain, not with your back, right? Neither one of my parents even went to high school. But they were wise people. They knew that education was important. They just didn't have a chance to do that. So again, thank you to the organization. I'm very grateful for this. We'll make sure we talk about it loud to everyone, and we'll take it back to New Jersey and spread the word about this wonderful organization. Thank you.
NOIAW has chosen also this year 3 fantastic honorees. I really congratulate them. Also Stephanie Ranieri and Julian Grasso. I know better Anne Prisco, but I know that all the 3 I really studied carefully. Your CV are impressive, and I think that the common link is also made of solidarity. The 3 of you have a strong background, a strong vocation for solidarity. And I also always refer to the fact that Italy may not be yet a superpower in economic, military, and political terms, but it's really a superpower in terms of solidarity, in terms of humanity. We have to be proud of our country, of our roots.
I met Stephanie Ranieri 30 years ago at Catholic Charities. Stephanie was my boss at one time, and like Nancy Pelosi, it really was not always a walk in the park. And I say that very lovingly because when you have a boss that pushes you as hard as Stephanie, a very intense human being who is the consummate professional, but would drive her staff very hard. And there are some of her staff here are nodding their heads, so I know that. In 1999, after 25 years at Catholic Charities, she was recruited to become the executive director of the Isaac H. Tuttle Fund, where she's been since 1999 as the executive director, still a driving force in the aging service network. So without much further ado, Stephanie, congratulations.
Tonight, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my family. It is how 3 of my grandparents from small villages in Italy came with little money to America, to a land where they didn't speak the language. But they had a dream, and with that dream and hard work, they persevered. They built a home and raised a family, and were able to see their dreams come true through the success of their children and grandchildren. My 2 sisters and I were born in Brooklyn, right. To Gabe and Ann Ranieri. We lived in a house on 73rd Street with our mom's father from Salerno and mom's mother from Little Italy. Mom's father was principal French horn player at the Metropolitan Opera House Orchestra. Her mom, a talented seamstress, who then worked in what then was a sweatshop in Brooklyn. I'm proud of that. Our dad also grew up in Bensonhurst. His parents were from Melvagna, a hilltop village in Sicily. His mother was a stay-at-home mom, and his father a skilled mason. After our dad's service in the Army, he became a successful insurance salesman, driven by his belief in the security that insurance afforded many hardworking families in need. Our stay-at-home mom later went on to work at A&S, the department store, in customer service, and it wasn't long before she was recognized, and she was the go-to person to resolve challenging consumer complaints. That was my mom. From our parents' example, and from the Dominican Sisters of Our Lady of Guadalupe, my sisters and I learned the value of work, the centrality of faith, and the obligation to our community and to others. It is our collective stories, yours and mine, that we must tell and retell so that future generations can learn and be inspired by our forebears. In closing, my thanks to NOIAW for this honor and for your work to preserve and promote the heritage and contributions of Italian American women. Thank you.
We close this episode of Italics on a sad note. On January 19, our dear friend and colleague Robert Viscusi passed away after a valiant battle with cancer. Bob, as we all knew him, was a novelist, poet, and literary critic. His novel Storia won the 1996 American Book Award. His epic poem Ellis Island earned a starred review from Publishers Weekly. And his book of essays, Buried Caesars, is a foundational text for anyone working in Italian American studies. You can find more on Robert Viscusi on the website La Voce di New York, where we have two links, one of which is his last lecture he gave, which was here at the Calandra Institute in 2017.
I'm in love with it myself. Thank you.
The world of Italian America lost a second friend, Gabriel Bautista, who died on January 27th. Gabe was a longtime member of the National Italian American Foundation, and most recently, he shared the chairmanship of NOIAFT with Patricia DeStacy Harrison. We chatted with Gabe this past March at NOIAFT's New York Gala.
It's just great to be here. Every year it's great in this beautiful place, what the best friends we have.
Thanks for watching this episode of Italics. I'm Anthony Tamburri. Arrivederci alla prossima puntata.